If you're in the Mid-Atlantic and looking for your next toy, I really hope you check out Blue Ridge Power Sports located in Harrisonburg, Virginia. All their information is listed in the description below. If you're after a Honda, KTM, or Can-Am, they've got you covered. They have competition motocross, enduro, and cross-country bikes. They also carry sport quads and utility 4x4s from Honda and Can-Am. Every customer is treated as if they want your business and for you to return in the future for your next machine. I really hope you consider Blue Ridge Power Sports for your next purchase. Trust me, you'll have a great experience. VCHSS 2024 Round 5, Graves Mountain in Syria, Virginia, near Shenandoah National Park. We had ourselves a little mudder, little C-Class mudder. Ended up being a really good race. I had so much fun. What a challenging course. Obviously, being on a mountain, they had to kind of cut some sections out just because it would have been too tricky. There's my brother on the left-hand side. My buddy Randall got the whole shot. There goes Zach Swanson. He laps me at the end of this video. Yeah, I agree. That was pretty rude of him to lap me. He could have not done that if he didn't want it to. Just kidding. Zach is having a great season. Man, these off-campers. So this course was super dusty last year, and this year the opposite. Plenty muddy. I'll take the mud over the dust, honestly. But I could never figure out these off-camper fast sections. I was telling some people at the end of the race, like, I felt like I had front tire traction like 3 to 5% of the time in this open grass track. Even in the flat sections that were off camber, like this climb. It was so weird. And it's definitely a me issue. Like I was running the same kind of front PSI as a lot of other people. I don't know. I think I just was not carrying enough speed. I also wonder if I can drop my forks a little bit in the triple clamp, whatever, increase that angle to push him out. There's my brother. He got twisted up on this uphill. So we're both running J-Class 30 plus C. He's on a 2021 Yamaha YZ250 FX, and I'm on a 24 KTM 300 XCW. My buddy AK joined us too. He's on a brand spanking new 250. See what I mean though? It's just greasy. Especially this first lap. There was just so much mud built up that it was really kind of hard to prevent your front tire from caking up. But it got better and better each lap. Yeah, but just look at all that roost. I had to wipe this camera lens at least 60 times during this race. Just have to hit these little ruts too, which got more and more developed as the race went on.
Yeah, Matt.
It's my other buddy Matt Woods.
Yep, you got it.
He's on a beta. I believe that's Nathan, my other friend, getting the pass on me there. Yeah, like right there's that little outside rut. Yep, it's got tons of roots and rocks in it, but you just have to hit them. It's the fastest way through that stuff. And normally I cut out like all the super slow stuff, but I left some of it in just so I could take you on this misery train ride with me. Because we get a few bottlenecks, nothing too insane. Like this one right here, we bottleneck up and there's not really a great way through this, so you kind of got to let the other person ahead of you finish the climb too, because if they stall out, well then you're stuck on the side of the hill with them trying to wrestle a 250-pound motorcycle. We're banging bars. We're throwing mud. Somehow, someway, I scoot right past everybody here. Got a little lucky, stalled it. That's lame. But yeah, if you got cross-rutted or if you got little cattywampus sideways on some of these uphills, ooh, it was tough to maintain momentum. And the other funny thing about these mud races too is like it was 70 degrees, really humid, but it wasn't like it was 98 degrees. You're surprised at how much more exhausted you are from a race like this than you are like a hot summer dry race. There's my buddy Randall. He actually got the whole shot. maybe I mentioned that already. But he struggled a bit, especially this first lap, as everybody was, just trying to find traction. Now here's another little open grass track section, sort of in that first third of the lap, maybe halfway. And you can see it's still like fairly tight through here, but as the laps go on, these corners get wider and wider and wider, but on the insides, because that's where all the traction was. So yeah, I stay behind Randall here. We have a couple back and forths, and this is the first race this year where I finished ahead of him. You just have to stay in those little ruts. Only place to get traction. So not only did the grass track sections get more traction as the race went on, in my opinion, like the whole track did. It just dried out a little bit more, and the ruts were more developed. You had a few more berms. Who's that? That's my buddy John ahead of me. John Sawyers, he's way faster than me. And I know what you're thinking here. Hey, look at all those sweet little jumps. Why aren't you hitting them? Well, I do the rest of the laps, don't worry. Yeah, coming up here after this grass track section, going into the woods, this was one of the biggest problem areas for the morning class, all the C-class racers. So you can see people are just sitting, waiting, you know, a lot of the four-strokes potentially overheating and things, especially as the radiators got clogged up with mud. But there was a left line where you had to log hop and kind of do a little sprint up an off-camber section. I do that on the last lap. And so I pushed Randall aside. Oh, we had a laugh about that. And now here I am next to John. And I'm just kind of falling over. See his boot on the ground? Well, yeah, here's, I think that's Kyle ahead of me on the Suzuki. He's in our class too. Just look at zero traction.
Go down, go down.
And if you're on motocross boots too, they're just flat on the bottom. So he's having a tough time through there, as everybody is, you can see. But there's that one line on the left-hand side of the screen there where that rut is. That's the only, like, easy way through this.
All right.
And John's yelling at me because I'm about to knock us both down. I'm using his foot as a berm for my rear tire.
I know, I'm getting this ball.
And finally, he gets to go. And then there's my buddy Tim on the struggle bus big time. Tim he's a talented rider. He's way faster than I am, and even he's having a hard time through here. So he finally
Hold on.
yanks his bike up to get that rear tire back up into that rut. Man, the number of riders I saw down on that left-hand side, that was tough. But that rider just makes it up through there. They're making it on the left-hand side of the screen. So there was another line down there. Tim finally gets moving.
Whoa, that was crazy. Tim!
Yeah. Luckily, that's the worst amount of waiting I had to do through that section. I only made it through there clean with no traffic one time. So that really added a lot of time to people's laps. If you get stuck behind someone on a hill like that, Randall gets the pass on me again. Some nice little rocky sections, made for some good challenges. Just carry the speed over and you kind of glide right over. Then he takes a spill.
Crazy!
Takes a spill a little later on, and I get the pass on him again.
Whoa!
That was blow that corner out.
Go.
There's Tim again. He finally caught up because he pulled off to like check something. So I got the pass on him, but then he finally caught me again. He's way faster than me too. So I took the right-hand side on that huge puddle. I think on the last lap, I take the left-hand side. The left was much better. Looks can be deceiving sometimes. Like this little puddle here, the middle was the best. I finally started hitting that, I think the second or third lap. It's just, you gotta go so slow through there. Yeah, you shout and tell them your numbers because they can't see anything. Even though we do have transponders, they always do an actual like in-person markdown of your number too. So the winners of the C-Class race, and they ended up getting 5 laps in, and I only got 4. Not too bad, I'll take it. This is definitely a challenging course. As far as like terrain and difficulty, I'm going to give this a solid 7 out of 10. It was very challenging in spots, but still doable enough to where you could get through. I never felt comfortable in this section right here. Off camber, slick as snot, clumpy mud, your front tires just caking up. Nice pass on the inside here. I believe that's Brandon Mills ahead of me. I asked him, like, dude, how you carrying so much speed through those fast grass tracks where it's off camber and just slick mud? Did you lean back and twist your throttle? Like, yeah, I know. Easier said than done. I don't know what my issue was with that front tire traction. Could never get it figured out. I felt good in the woods though. Just look at me. Oh, so painful to watch. Yeah, right here, another good section where you just have to find those little ruts and hit them. It's your fastest way through that stuff. Not stalling helps too. But we were lucky though, it did not rain during the race. So I'll take that. It was muddy, but it wasn't raining. So aside from the roost, your goggles stayed clean at least. Every lap I gained more and more confidence. See, like right here, I have kind of no choice but to wait for this person to kind of get moving. And once they do, whoo, that line opens up just enough for me to sneak by. Just this delicate balance of trying to get balance and traction at the same time.
How we doing?
So much fun.
It's a little slick out here.
Yeah, gotta laugh. It was kind of comical in spots. This downhill too. I think I have a few trips down this hill in this video, and it just kept getting slicker and slicker and slicker. In fact, I think at the bottom of the hill. Oh yeah, okay. Join me for this quick little ride, all right? If you're even still watching at this point. Like, so this is downhill. It's pretty steep, and oh, I tip over, and now I got this tree right there. So I'm kind of forced to go straight into this tree that's leaning over. There's no way I'm pushing this 250-pound motorcycle up the hill. Not on this, essentially a sheet of ice. So now I am in a pickle. I am in a predicament. I've got this like borderline sapling thing between my fender and tire, and I just gotta like push it up and over, and my foot peg's caught on the tree behind me.
All right, I got myself into something here.
And now I got these small vines and just kind of like brambles and things ahead of me, whatever these are. And I'm worried. I'm like, man, these vines are strong. I'm just hoping this 300's stronger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Not too bad.
Not too bad. Could have been worse. I was actually surprised how easily I ended up getting through there. But that's just a good example of how you can get yourself into some trouble, and it just zaps your energy too. Picking that motorcycle up.
Sure.
So you kind of got to recoup a little bit and keep her moving. Here's that grass track section where the turns are getting a little wider. I just tried taking a drink of water. I looked down at the nozzle and it's caked in mud. Like, all right, I guess I'll rehydrate after the race.
Oh, yeah, a little slick, a little slick.
But the ruts are starting to develop here too on lap 2. This little section got me. Oh, couldn't believe it. My rear tire just kind of slid off. Didn't really execute the line very well. So luckily it was just my rear.
Yeah. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate your help.
Thanks, man. Yep.
Just enough to grab some perch, get her moving again. But what a time waste, right? Like, so I had my little tip over earlier where I got caught up in those vines, plus this little thing here. That's a solid, what, minute and a half, 2 minutes onto this lap. If you got through clean, if you were lucky enough to get through clean, you could put in some decent lap times.
I got you.
I'm all about letting people pass. Just trying to do it safe. Here you go. Some people were really cruising through those sections pretty good. Just comes with experience. Just got to get out there and ride more in these kinds of conditions. Back through this little section. Don't worry, I don't drag it out too long here. Just kind of taking a look. There's 1, 2, like 3 riders in the main line. The other lines are kind of not really doable here. Like, I don't have any chance of going uphill because there's a rider blocking the way, so luckily it cleared out pretty quickly. There's 1 of 2 options there: stay uphill or the easier way, which is what I just took, that rut. But he ran the risk of going downhill. Jimmy Rice cheering people on in the corner there. He races in the afternoons. I think he's still B class. A's and B's race afternoons for VCHSS just because we got so many riders. So finishing up lap 2 and feeling pretty darn good. No arm pump, no issues. Kind of tough to get arm pumped on a track like this.
20J.
Feeling slightly more comfortable and capable. Part of it's me just getting into a groove, and part of it is the track's shaping up pretty good now. Oh, hard to tell right there, but I smashed my head on that branch. Like, it hurt bad.
Oh man, I hope that tree's okay after I smashed my head on it. Woo!
Starting to pick up a little speed through here. Certainly not as much as others. Other people were going through here quite a bit faster. Oh yeah, this is so embarrassing. I had to leave this in. I don't know what happened. I didn't take a good line. Then I got cross-rutted. So I slowed down, so my wheels kicked up, and I'm sliding backwards with my front brake on. Now I struggle bus out of here. So you got zero traction. Your tires are now caked up with mud. So now I'm off the bike pushing. Swing a leg back over. I think because I'm in this grass, okay, I'll have traction finally. Nope, there's no traction right here either.
Hands on.
Come on, baby, let's go! I'm just spinning. I should be seat bouncing or something. Try and find a little bit of bite of traction right there. But we get through.
Holy crap!
Oh. Stupid little mistakes. Not upset about it. I had so much fun at this track.
That's Sarah Baldwin.
So yeah, there goes Sarah Baldwin. I pull over so she can go by. And thankfully, because right up here, she sees a killer line to avoid this huge bottleneck. And they are kind of like, the marshal was waving us up this direction. You'll see. But I don't know if I would have had the eye to go that route. But because she was right ahead of me, I was able to just follow her.
Follow Sarah.
And she's one of the fastest people on this track this morning.
Good enough for me.
Yeah. So I know she's going to pick a good line, like just chuck in behind her. Why not? Not for very long. Yeah, here we are. It's opening up wider, wider, wider. Look at all that. There's somebody getting after it. Get caught up behind this person here and trying to pass for quite some time. I just couldn't ever really find a spot. Lap 3 towards the end. So they get around this person and I couldn't quite follow suit. So now we got a rider in between us. But eventually they essentially let me by right here. So I can go pursue that person again. Oh, gotta hit these little jumpy jumps. Gotta have a little fun. So third time through. This is the one and only time where I did have a clear path the whole way. So with that, I was able to get through there really good. I really got to work on my deep, muddy rut riding, like right there. I did okay that time through, but man, sometimes I just start paddling, even though I know I'm supposed to have my feet up, and whew. That's one area where I really got to put some time in practicing. So I catch back up to this rider again. Okay, maybe we can work in a pass here. Tried a few different lines to see if I can maybe sneak by. Nothing's really happening. I'm not gonna like rev my engine because that's just not the kind of passer I am. Unless I absolutely have to. But they're going fast enough to where I'm not going to rev. I'm just going to try and pass them proper. Still looking for some spots here and there. Maybe right... No, okay. Okay, maybe right here. No, okay. That didn't work. But someone is revving behind me. Alright, so I pull over.
Yeah, gave it to you. Go.
Yeah, and they gave the revs. I pulled over, and I hate waiting. If you're revving at me and I pulled over, you better pass quick. And not only that, I'm going to go on a little rant here. If you're revving like that, you better be way faster than the person ahead of you. There's nothing wrong with revving or giving the woo-woos to pass people. But in my humble opinion, you better be way faster than the person ahead of you. Otherwise, just pass them. Be a skilled rider and make a pass. Alright, I'll get off my little soapbox. And they do that right here. Like, why rev? You're not fast enough to be revving to pass me or that other person.
Hell yeah.
This person does slowly pull away, but it's not after a long time because here I am right on your tail still. So, alright, now I'm off my soapbox. It's just racing. And everybody's got their own preferences. Just because I think one way doesn't mean other people think another way. To me, I'm just a C-class hero trying to have some fun. Now, right here, I was following too close to the rider. So I got a bunch of mud and water on the camera lens, which I wipe off here in a second, but my goggles are currently caked with mud right now.
Little muddy.
Yeah, little muddy, yep. So bad where, I can't see anything. I can't see flags. I can't see, like, what place I'm in right there. I have no idea if they waved the checkered or not. So I have to pull over and wipe my lens. And I think that was Kyle who was stopped to literally pull the mud off his radiator guards. Oh, another thing, I liked how hot it is and how much of an energy zap this can be, these mud races. I saw one dude who parked his bike. He was literally in the river with his camelback, refilling it with water. It's these mud races that can really be like a heat stroke problem, not only for your bike, but for you. And there's my friend Nathan lapping me. So shameful. So he was cruising today. See, for example, Nathan obviously had no trouble with those fast, wide open, slick areas. So I catch back up to this person I was originally trying to pass on the third lap. Here we are on the fourth lap. You really got to hit those little ruts. Yep. They're chock full of big rocks and roots, but you just weight that outside peg, hit the rut kind of hard, and you just kind of glide right through there. Your bike's dancing beneath you, bouncing up and down, but it works out. So I get up through here pretty decent. This was one of the more challenging hill climbs where I followed Sarah up that one time. That's about the cleanest I made it up through there. Yeah, this downhill just got slick. But if you could just pull in that clutch and free wheel. Yeah, I came so close to clipping that tree and falling over. But I noticed a rider down up here. You can see she's pinned down underneath the bike like that ain't good. I can just tell that she's exhausted.
Here, I got you. Here, I'll get it. Just burning precious energy.
Like, I know she's fully capable of lifting her bike up, no problem, but look at that starter button.
Oh, you're screwed.
It doesn't exist.
What happened? Starter button's broke.
Somehow, some way, that starter button got hit by like a tree branch or something, fell on a rock. It doesn't exist anymore. So just clutch in and push this thing out of here. Create a little bit of a log jam, but people are getting by, so not too big of a deal. I could just tell by a quick glance she was just exhausted from pushing this bike. So I at least had to get it off to a spot where it was okay. Like, I'm not going for points, so I don't mind doing stuff like this. I tried one more time to, like, get that starter button to engage.
You okay physically?
I think so.
All right, man. Well,
yeah, she's toast.
Yeah, did anybody like go get a marshal or anything?
I've had one stop and I've been here the whole time. So now at this point, I'm trying to think.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll go get a marshal or something.
I hope she made it out of there all right.
All right, I'll let a marshal know.
That's a tough spot to be in on this slick, muddy track. You can't even really push your bike out. It takes so much effort to do that, and then you're just exhausted. Probably run out of water, too. Whoa. Easy, Thumper. Keep it together now. Jumpy jumps. Hey, I'll lose some spots for some jumping action.
Gotta hit a couple jumps.
Gotta hit a couple jumps.
Hey, alright, you got a radio by chance?
Yeah, what you need?
So there's a rider down next to the bear sculpture. Her starter button's shattered.
So here we go, pulling up. We got riders in the main line rut up there, a couple riders ahead, and here I'm thinking like, man, I see a line on the left-hand side. There I am kind of riding it in my head, seeing which line I would take, and I just decided to go for it. Now, I did take a hard enduro lesson with Megs Brap, so I really hope Megs is not watching this right now, because this is not how you get over a log. I mean, we get over it, but this just seemed to be like the better line. Now, I wish I could have had another run at it, because I'd kind of slip off and have to hop off and shuffle the bike up at the top of the hill. But at least I was able to get through there pretty quickly. I made a couple passes, I think, and I was able to avoid just sitting and waiting. So finishing up the final lap, I'm feeling surprisingly good. There goes Zach Swanson. He's in my class, and now he's lapping me.
Oh, Zach's whipping through there good.
Yeah, he had a really great ride. So a lot of times in the second, third, and fourth laps of a lot of these races, you'll be kind of by yourself for minutes and minutes at a time. Not this race. They had to cut a lot of sections out, so it really shortened it up. So there was tough acting to action the whole way through this race, which just made it fun. And thankfully, the bottlenecks weren't too bad. If you did have to wait up for a minute, it was just like a minute or so. Tried to make this pass on the inside right before this turn. Couldn't quite sneak it in. I think we get it on the outside here. This is where I finally take the left line through this big mud pit. And it looks wet and muddy, but it's actually just kind of wet. There was a decent amount of traction. You didn't get slowed up too much through there. This turn. There it is. Lap 4, round 5, VCHSS, Graves Mountain does not disappoint. Always a challenging course, and I've come to love it. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I got 13th place, and I was so heartbroken to see that. Yeah, great race. Thanks for watching, everybody.